Welcome back to the second episode. Jungkook remained in the living room, standing silently as Taehyung's father rubbed his temple in frustration. Dad, he is so stubborn, just like his mother. After a moment, Jungkook spoke. Jungkook is impulsive, but he is not reckless by nature. He just wants freedom. The father looked at Jungkook, surprised by the observation that freedom isn't a luxury he can afford. Not in our world. That's why I need you to keep him safe, Jungkook, no matter what it takes. Jungkook nodded, his voice steady. Jungkook understood, sir. I will ensure he stays out of trouble. Taehyung slammed his door shut, the sound echoing through the massive mansion. He passed back and forth, his mind racing with anger, humiliation, and hurt. Taehyung, who does he think he is, controlling my life like that? And Jungkook, stupid cricket robot. Jungkook couldn't keep his mouth shut, could he? He flopped onto the bed, staring up at the ceiling, his chest heaving from confrontation. The muffled sound of footsteps outside the door made him sit up sharply. Taehyung, I don't want to talk to you, Dad. The door opened anyway, relieving Jungkook. Taehyung glared at him, his temper flaring again. Taehyung, oh great, just the person I wanted to see. Jungkook stepped into the room. Jungkook, you are angry. That's fine, but I'm here to make sure you don't do something stupid. Taehyung, wow, thanks Jungkook. Anyways, always a pleasure having my personal warden around. Jungkook leaned against the wall, his silence only improved Taehyung more. Taehyung, do you even care about anything other than following orders? You just had to go running to my dad, didn't you? Jungkook, it's my job to keep you safe. If that means reporting to your father, I will do it again. Taehyung, it's my job. You sounds like a broken record. Newsflash, Jungkook, your job sucks. And so do you, Jungkook. Are you done? Taehyung threw his hand up. Taehyung, no, I'm not done. You don't get it. You don't know what it like to be trapped in this stupid house, treated like a child who can't make his own decision. Jungkook gazed hard and slightly. Jungkook, you think you are the only one who feels trapped? At least you have the luxury of defense. My job doesn't give me that. Taehyung blinked, catch off guard by Jungkook's response. Jungkook straightened, his stance shifting slightly as if debating whether to say more. Jungkook, if mean it means I follow orders, then not because I want to, but because I have to. Just like you are stuck in this house, I'm stuck protecting someone who doesn't understand what danger looks like. Taehyung stared at him. Jungkook's words hit harder than he expected. Taehyung, I'm not clueless. I know there is danger. I just want to live my life without being constantly watched. Taehyung sat back down on the edge of the bed. Taehyung, you don't get it. You are just like my dad, always acting like you know what's best for me. Jungkook, I don't have to know what's best for you. I just have to keep you alive long enough to figure it out for yourself before he could respond. Jungkook was already walking out of the room. Taehyung sat cross-legged on the bed. The argument with his father still echoed in his mind, but what really stuck with him was Jungkook's calmness. Then, if Jungkook wants to play the perfect bodyguard, fine. He leans back, a slight grin spread across his face as an idea began to form. And the first thing Taehyung did the next morning was headed to the kitchen. He knew Jungkook's rigid sense of duty extended to keeping him under constant civilization, but if Taehyung could make the, stop, to Taehyung, good morning, auntie. What smells so good? The cook, a kind woman who had worked in the household for years, smiled warmly. Cook, good morning, young master. I'm cooking your favorite pancakes. Taehyung, you are the best, auntie. So, do you think you could keep Jungkook busy for me later? Maybe ask him to help carry some grocery or something. That the cook raised an eyebrow, clearly suspicious. Cook, why would you need that? Young master Taehyung gave her most innocent look, clapping his hands together. Taehyung, I just want some space to, you know, surprise my dad with something nice. Jungkook is great, but he is always hoarding. The cook clenches, shaking her head. Cook, you are up to something, but fine. I will see what I can do. Later that afternoon, Taehyung casually wandered into the living room. When Jungkook stood by the window, his ever-washed gaze scanning the property. Taehyung held a slack of paper, deliberating, making a show of struggling with them. Taehyung, these are so heavy. I can't believe Dad wants me to go through all these reports. Jungkook turned his eyebrow. Jungkook, do you want help? Taehyung waved him off, pretending to trip over the coffee table as he set the paper down. He said dramatically, Taehyung, no, you have done enough, Jungkook. Why don't you take a break? Go get some tea or something. I will be fine. Jungkook's gaze lingered on him before he turned back to the window. Jungkook, I'm fine here. Where am I? Taehyung huffed. Taehyung so stubborn. Fine. Plan B, is it? Jungkook returned to the house, his sharp eyes immediately noticing the cracked door. His hand went to the earpiece, signaling the guards. Jungkook checks all the room. The young master is not in his quarter. He moves swiftly, his mind racing. Taehyung must think he was clever, but Jungkook knew every Minho, I can't believe you actually escaped. How did you manage it? Thing easy. Jungkook may be thought tough, but he is not as smart as he thinks. Bugam is smart, leaning back in his chair. Bugam, you are playing a dangerous game. Thing, that guy looks like he doesn't mess up around. Taehyung waved him off, clearly enjoying the moment of rebel. Taehyung, please, he is just a guy with a stick up his. Before he could finish, the shadow loomed over their table. Taehyung froze mid-sentence, his heart dropped. Jungkook stood there, arm crossed. Jungkook, enjoying yourself, young master? Taehyung gulped, his mind scrambling for an excuse. Taehyung, hey, Jungkook, fancy meeting you here. Minho, Taehyung, you are dead, Bugam. He looks like he is going to drag you out by your ear. Taehyung shot them a glare before looking up at Jungkook, who was standing like a statue. Taehyung, Jungkook, what a coincidence. Did you came here for a drink too? Jungkook, let's go now. Taehyung, come on, Jungkook, don't be such a buzzkill. I'm just hanging out with my friends. No big deal. Jungkook leaned down slightly, his tone dropping lower. Jungkook, you have already disobeyed direct orders, sneaking out of the house and lied to everyone. Don't make this worse. Taehyung, what's worse is you treating me like I'm some prisoner. I deserve to have fun too, Jungkook. Minna tried to break the tension with a laugh. Minna, he is not wrong, Taehyung works hard well. Sometimes he deserves a break. Jungkook's eyes gaze shifted to Minna, silencing him. Jungkook stay out of it. Minna and Bugam both raised their hands in surrender, deciding it was best not to intervene further. Jungkook, this isn't up for debate. Get up or I will carry you out. Taehyung's jaw dropped and his cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Taehyung, don't you dare. Without saying another word, Jungkook grabbed Taehyung's wrist and pulled him to his feet. Jungkook, let go. You are making a scene. Jungkook, he already did. When you run away, Taehyung glanced around the cafe, noticing people starting to stare. His cheeks burned and he followed Jungkook towards the exit, muttering under his breath. Taehyung sat in the passenger seat, arm crossed, glaring out of the window. Taehyung, you didn't have to embarrass me like that. Taehyung, did you hear me? Are you going to ignore me now too? Finally, Jungkook spoke. Jungkook, you put yourself in danger again. Do you have any idea how reckless that was? Taehyung, Jungkook, you are acting like I wandered into enemy territory. Jungkook, you don't get it, do you? Places like that are dangerous for someone like you. Were watching you, Taehyung, and not in friendly way. Taehyung blinked, catch off guard by Jungkook's words. Taehyung, what do you mean? Jungkook, you are young, wealthy, and navy. You stick out in places like that. There were people in that club who wouldn't think twice about taking advantage of you. Taehyung flopped down on the bed. His mind was racing, plotting his next move. He couldn't stand this. No matter where he went or what he did, Jungkook was always there, like an shadow. His phone buzzed and Taehyung grabbed it with a sigh. It was a message from Minna. Minna, so how is the great escape going? You still under lock and key? Taehyung groaned. Taehyung, you have no idea how bad this is. Jungkook is everywhere. It's like he has eyes on me all the time. A moment later, Minna responded with a single line that made Taehyung sit up straight. Minna, I have gotten an idea. Maybe it's time to use Jungkook's weakness against him. Taehyung, what do you mean? Minna's reply came quickly, almost as if he had been waiting for this moment. Minna, simple. Taehyung, see him. Taehyung blinked, reading the message a few times to make sure he wasn't imagining it. Taehyung, what? Minna, think about it. You have got the looks and charm. You are sexy. Jungkook, a strong wall, but if you can make him fall for you, he wouldn't be. Minna, I know you can just finish this week. Find his weak spot. I will help with the plan. You will need to play it smooth. Don't rush it. Taehyung smiled, feeling a rush of excitement. This would be fun. The next day, Taehyung acted normal. He was back to his usual mischief self. As expected, Jungkook was hovering around, keeping an con- constant eye on him, but Taehyung wasn't worried. He had a plan. Taehyung casually walked into the kitchen where Jungkook was sitting, flipping through some reports. Taehyung made sure he stood over, letting his step carry him with extra flow. He leaned against the counter, pretending to. Jungkook didn't even look up. His eyes still glued to the paper in front of him. Jungkook, what? Taehyung, well, I know you are all about discipline and rules and stuff, but don't you ever just want to do? I don't know, let loose. Jungkook, I do what I am paid for to do. Taehyung, you know, you are way too serious sometimes. Maybe you need someone to remind you how to have fun. Jungkook didn't answer right away, but Taehyung could tell he was tired. Jungkook, I'm not here to have fun. Young master, I'm here to keep you safe. Taehyung leaned closer, lowering his voice just enough for Jungkook to hear. Taehyung, I think safety could be more overrated sometimes. Taehyung wasn't sure if Jungkook was buying it yet, but Taehyung was patient. That evening, Taehyung had dressed carefully, noticing to flushing, but just enough to catch Jungkook's attention. Jungkook was in the living room once again, keeping his watchful eyes on Taehyung. Taehyung walked past him, making sure to watch Jungkook's gaze. He offered a casual smile. Taehyung sat in his room thinking about his next step. Minho has given him advice, taking it slow but didn't back off. Taehyung, this is going to be so much fun. It was early morning when Taehyung decided to take his plan to the next level. His father had left the mansion for business, and Taehyung knew this would be perfect opportunity to test just how far he could push Jungkook. Taehyung stood in front of the mirror carefully. See if Jungkook can resist this. Taehyung entered the living room where Jungkook was standing. As always, his attention focused entirely on the security reports he had been scanning all morning. Taehyung casually walked across the room, his shirt stretched slightly over his chest as he moved. He made sure Jungkook had a clear view to him. Taehyung catch Taehyung hesitant, trying to think of something that could get a reaction. He slowly walked over to the couch, deliberately sitting down close to Jungkook, just enough to invade his personal space. He crossed his leg, giving Jungkook a good view of his figure. Taehyung, you know, I really hate how serious you are all the time. Jungkook's eyes flickered up briefly. Jungkook, I'm here to do my job, not to socialize. Taehyung let out a soft sigh, pretending to be disappointed. He had expected this, but only fueled his desire to keep going. Taehyung, I bet you would look a lot better if you relax a little. Taehyung could tell that Jungkook was doing his best to ignore him. It wasn't long before Taehyung hatched his next plan. As he was heading upstairs to change into more casual outfit, he accidentally knocked over the small stack of papers on the side table, causing a few items to spill onto the floor. Jungkook was, as always, moved to clean it up immediately. Taehyung took advantage of the moment. Taehyung, oh, Jungkook, could you help me with something? Jungkook straightened up. Jungkook, what is this? Taehyung casually held up his shirt, showing off his enough skin to catch Jungkook's eyes. The top button of his shirt was Slightly undone thing. I'm having tough time with trouble with the button up. You know, could you help me tie the top? I always feel like simply walked towards them and began to adjust the collar. Taehyung watched him closely, searching for any sign of weakness, but Jungkook didn't wear. Jungkook's finger brushed against Taehyung's skin, but he didn't let the touch linger. Taehyung couldn't help but smile. Severe that ran down his spine. Things heart raced, but he kept his face natural, pretending to didn't feel anything. You are really good at this, Jungkook. Maybe you should become an fashion consultant, Jungkook. I'm not interested in becoming anything other than what I am. Taehyung let out a frustrated sigh, but he wasn't ready to give up just yet. He gave Jungkook more LinkedIn glances, hoping he might notice, but Jungkook finished his task and stepped back. News everyone, what do you think about it? What is gonna be next? What is gonna Jungkook do? And what is gonna be Thank's next plan? We will get to know all this in the next episode. See you again. Bye bye. Love you. Bye.